Welcome to DIY with Jeannie, and if it's not your first time, if you're a subscriber or you've been with us before, welcome back. It's good to have you. First time people, it's nice to have you. We are doing we are just starting a unit on, or a group of things that we can take on vacation with us, and this is a little passport wallet. So I've got a little button closure, place for my phone, place for my cards to go, and a place for my passport. So I also have a pocket here. Got two of these. I can put more stuff in there, and that way I've got all of my things together that I can carry with me. We are going to go step by step. I'm going to give you all of the measurements, and thanks for coming along the ride with us. So we will get started with the measurements, and I'll get that right back with you. Okay, the pieces we're going to need for our travel wallet. I've written it down for you. I'm going to go over them. We're going to need 2 pieces of interfacing, one 7.5 by 10.5, and that is the interfacing for your cover. One is 4.5 by 7.5, and that is for your inside pocket. Now, if you want a lining on both sides, do 2 of these. We will see as I sew if I need 2 of them, and we'll talk about that. So that is your interfacing, and I got the medium weight because that is just, it's a little more structured, but it isn't iron in, and I do like the press in, so I wasn't looking when I got that. Now here is my cover and lining, and they are both 8 by 11. Yes, I know that's 7.5 by 10.5, but I left the 1/4 inch seam allowance without having that in there. It takes some of the bulk when I turn it. So here is our cover and our lining piece. I don't yet know which one's which. I will, but not yet. And they will be positioned like this, so when we fold our little book up, that's the way that will look. So we have a piece of each of those. Now, I used 2 fat quarters that I got at Dollar Tree, and this is part of their shore collection, which is for the summer, and since I'm going on a cruise, I thought that was appropriate. Now, this piece is both my phone pocket and a place to put my cards, and what I mean by that is you'll notice it's much longer, and so what I'll do is I'm going to fold it in half like this, and then we will fold our pockets. So we're going to fold up so that we have a place to slide our pockets in. So again, we'll probably do 2 pockets, and that will then be sewn in, and you notice I've got my 2 pockets and I'm ready to go. So I've got a phone pocket, I've got a place to put my credit cards, and that is that pocket. The opposite side, I also am going to do a pocket on the inside. I made it longer because, because I just didn't cut it. So this is this piece. I might make a second pocket on top of our passport pocket, and we'll do that as we go along. So here is, and that piece, this piece is 5 by 8, and that's the minimum. You can make it longer. This is longer than that. And you'll need 2 of them, so I've got 1 of each type of fabric. There's that piece, which is the foam pocket, which was 8 by 13.5. This is going to sit on top of this pocket, the inside of the bag. This one sits on top, and that is our passport pocket. So there's that. And then you will need a closure of some sort. And it is completely up to you. You can sew a large piece of elastic so that you just wrap it around one time and it holds everything together. But I'm probably going to do a button closure, and so I did this little piece, which is passport pocket, by the way, was 5x6. This is my closure, and it is 2 by at least 4 inches. This is quite a bit longer, and I will figure that out as I go along. And I fold it in half, and then those in half, and I will sew around it. I will sew it in like this into our little booklet, and I'll put a button on the outside, some sort of, probably a decorative button. I have some really pretty nautical buttons, so that might be what I put on the outside. So that's what I'm working. That's the idea at the moment. Now you'll notice that at the beginning I showed you the finished product, and that is because I decided to do this backwards. I decided to take you on this particular journey with me. So here are your main numbers. This is your interfacing, your cover lining, your foam pocket, your closure side, your inside pocket, and then your passport pocket needs to be 5x6. And again, you'll need 2 of those. So let's go get started. I'll show you how I'm going to put it together. So I do want right sides together. You want to put this piece in here. Now the first thing I'm going to sew is my card pocket, phone pocket. And the reason I'm going to do that first is because I want everything's going to be sandwiched together. We're sewing it all together at one time. So here is my pocket, and I want to make our pockets for this side. But again, remember, we want to keep it that height, that 8-inch. So as we're doing this, we're going to keep that in mind. So let's go put it on here. We know that we want it 8 inches long. So let's put a pocket here, and then I'm going to fold this up to where we're now at 8 inches. And there is, whoops, that's not going to work. Let's start with you. We will go up, and then we will take this one up. There you go. And so what this will basically, I'll have 2 pockets here, and this will basically be the way that looks, so that then I have the 2 pockets for our cards. So I need to go sew this together so it can go into our sandwich. And I need to do it the other way. So let me go get this one done, and I will be right back. While I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and sew these together, right sides together. We want to put in, no, that doesn't go in that one. On this one, we're going to want to put in our front pocket. I mean, our that doesn't go on the inside. For our pocket, we want to put our interfacing in. So let's get the right sides together, put our interfacing in on it, because we're going to sew all the way around it. We want to sew these 2 together, because that is going to be our passport pocket. So this, our card holder, and this we're going to go sew, and our tab. And I will be right back. Okay, we have the pockets. So let's look at our inside piece. And we are going to set it up the way we're going to sew it. So this is our card pocket. It's going to go on the outside. We're going to sew around. This is already stitched, so a nice place, a nice hem on the outside. Our cards can go right in. easy access. Our phone, money, whatever can go in that pocket. Here is the pocket we have for our passport. I went ahead and sewed it onto this piece that I have double-sided. So we're going to put it on this side. And put the outside like that. So we're lining this all up so that we can go back and just sew it all together in one bundle, if you will. And I'm going to leave this open when I do that. And the reason I'm going to do that is because we'll come back and sew around the outside, but then that seam will be hidden. So now here's our outside fabric. Get it all lined up nicely. And then our interfacing. And so what I'll do is I'm going to leave a side open, and I'll probably leave this side open just a little, and I will show you why. But the tops would work as well. This side would work as well. So it's that I'm not locked into where I leave it open, but all I want to make sure is that I leave it open where there's multiple layers. I don't want to leave it open here in the middle, because then I'd have to hand stitch, and I don't want to hand stitch. So let's go sew around the outside. We'll come back, flip it right side out, then put our final seams in. And I forgot my little piece, my little circle piece, the little button piece will go right in here. No, it'll go right, yeah. The loop will go in and the legs will stick out the side. And I'll get that together, but I forgot it back there, so I'll get that together and I will be back in just a minute to show you. Okay, I have it sewn all around the edges, and now what I want to do is trim some of this excess fabric off, definitely in the corners. I'm going to cut a lot of that bulk off, but because there's so many layers, we want to cut it down as much as we can on the edge. We're going to come back, be sure you don't cut those seams though. We're going to come back and sew around the edge, which is kind of was my plan all along. That's why I wasn't really that picky up front about how long something was, because I knew I was going to come back and fix it. Again, cut the corner off. Now, you'll see on the edge, I sewed out like a T or an L, and I did that on purpose, and that is to help keep that that is to help keep that folded the way I want it. It's going to help us with that seam edge. That's it. Thank you. He's barking at his sister. His sister's a cat. And he's not real fond of cats, but he knows he has no choice. So again, cut off that corner. And cut off this bulk from the top. Okay, now we're going to turn it out through this corner. And we want to take that top piece. Please tell me I put this together right. I did not put this together right. Yes, I did. Yeah. Okay, so we want our pocket and our opening. So I'm just going to start working that. It's a lot easier if you do the farthest corner. So let's push that corner in. I'll come back and straighten it once we get it right side out. But that is the easiest way I know of, is to just start from the opposite side and push it through that opening first. And it's a lot easier. If you start with the edge closest to you, it just never seems to want to come all the way out. So there we go. Got both my corners out, the little ears. And I'm just going to work it through. show you why I left it open here. See how easy it is to poke those corners out, because I can do it not just from the inside, which I will go back and work out, but also from inside the pockets. So see, I can go ahead and work it out here as well. Let me get that done. I'm looking for, I normally have a chopstick. We'll use our pen. Chopsticks are fabulous, and you can get them for free at Chinese Takeout. But you just want to work that corner in. And I've seen people use scissors. I do not use scissors because you can easily poke a hole here. And that is the last thing that we want to do. So I am going to leave it just a wee bit rounded. I know for some people that really bothers them. They like to have that very, very square corner. I am not that person. Not many things about and I know it should be, the technical part, if you will. What's that? You know, at the other end. Bother me that much. I mean, I know I've seen people sew a thread in there so that they could pull that very corner out, pick it out with a needle and stuff like that. I'm not that interested. You know, that's not exactly my focus on life. I do this because I love it. If you're going to sew, I guess if you're sewing really for great profit, like you want to be a designer, you hire other people is what you do. But if you're going to do that, then yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you get every little nook and cranny done exactly right. Now see, there's my loop. Here is my little bag. Now, what I was telling you about that. I'm going to flip this way. And when I do, I can go back there and sew this in. And the seam will be inside. But the way I'm going to sew it, and it just is for stability reasons, is I am going to leave that out. I'll leave it folded the normal way. The way you want it when you have your little booklet. And see, again, that T, the way I did it, the way I sewed it, pulls those seams on the inside. So I'm going to go back and iron it. I've got my little pockets. And I can still get my little credit cards in them. I can fit my phone in here. I can fit whatever I want to in this pocket. And then my passport will slide right down in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sew all the way around so that it has a very nice finished seam after I iron it. But I'm also going to put two seams here. And that is so when I fold it like this, once it's got stuff in it, it will want to stay folded like a book, like that. And then I'll put my little button or what have you right here. And that will keep us closed. Probably going to use something bigger than a button because that is awfully large. Let's have a big button. I'll have to check. So I'm going to go sew around the edges and put that seam down the middle. And I shall return in just 1 minute. Okay, so I have these little buttons and I think they'll go well with the gold. So let's sew one of them on real quickly. And then I will show you how everything just fits. Got my needle and thread. What was the first thing I did this morning? Cut my thumb with my rotary cutter. Because that's what I do. put it in around her tail area. And the reason I want it there is I think that'll be far enough in for me. I did not realize that was open in the middle. It's pretty cool. I think that'll be far enough in for me, no matter how much stuff I have in it. I'll show you that. And these big buttons are a little tricky to do because you have to really make sure that you get that thread caught and that it's nice and tight on there. Because you don't want the button to pop off. Tapping that off. I like to double it because I want to be especially sure. Now, one of the cool things, when I go on vacation, come on, or not, no, doesn't want to go through there. Right? When I go on vacation, I still go to fabric stores. I still go to outlets and things like that because everybody has different things. We went to Scotland a few years ago and I went to a kilt shop and they sold remnants of the tartan plaids. I was so excited. I brought home so much. Little pieces that I've made little wallets and things like that out of, and I will try to get that out and show you. But now, there is our little, let me turn that the other way, there we go. There is our little button closure, and it's really hard to see it. It's brand new, so it's kind of still a little stiff. But let me show you how we're going to put everything in. So we've got our thing. We're going to slip our passport right in that little pocket. Perfect fit. Got my phone, my cell phone, and I have a big cell phone, so that's why I made this pocket bigger. And it should, come on baby, you can slide. Oh, don't tell me I made it too small. I think I put that seam at the bottom and top just a little close. Dang. Can I get that shut? No. What about without the case? I need the case off. There we go. Just have to get a new case. Darn the bad luck. This one's getting kind of yellow anyway. Don't like it yellow. It's gross. I have to take it off. Come on. So I have the plus size. So yeah, that fits right in there now. Close it. Can have my cards in there, and there we go. All closed up. So there is our little travel wallet. You open it up. Got my phone. Got my passport. I'll have some credit cards and my ID. Put some money or whatever I need in there, and I'm all ready to go. That'll fit in my crossbody bag. So that is what we worked on today, and I hope you liked it. Hope you liked the way we did it backwards. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. We're going to do some more travel pieces, just like at Christmas when we did gifts for coworkers. We're going to do some more travel pieces. One of them is going to be a cord carrier, because I really think I need a cord carrier. So I have a bunch of stuff that's going with me, and some other little pieces like that. I've also got some little wallets that we'll be doing that'll carry change and things like that coming up as well. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and come back and see what we do next. And I appreciate your spending some of your day with me. So have a good one, and I will see you next time.